This is Mike Gapes, 27 years a Labour MP. At the last election here in Ilford South, his majority was more than 31,000. But now he's standing against his old party. The Michael Crick Election Report 2019.
Cheers. Good morning. Can I give you one of those?
Yes,
thanks a lot.
Cheers. Good luck.
Earlier this year, Mike Gapes was one of several MPs, Labour and Conservative, who quit their parties to form the new independent group for change.
Do you still think of yourself as Labour?
I am Labour. I'm real Labour. You cut me open, I've still got Labour values. I'm the same person, I haven't changed.
And you plan to go back there one day, do you?
I could never go back whilst the Trotskyites and Stalinists and the people around Corbyn are in senior positions in the Labour Party. It would eat me up every day about the positions we were taking on foreign policy, the support for Maduro, Chavez regime in Venezuela, the pro-Assad policy, the pro-Putin sympathies and all that. That's why I've left. But I've still got good friends in the Labour Party, both locally, where lots of Labour people are working quietly under the radar to help me.
And he's suffered dirty tricks. On Twitter, someone called Mr. Richard Miller, claiming to be on Mike Gapes' campaign team, has urged voters to send their postal ballots to Gapes' office, even though it's illegal for a candidate to collect postal ballots.
Are you involved with this?
I think that man is interfering in the electoral process. I don't know him, if it is a him, because Twitter is all kinds of things. He's been putting out tweets for several weeks claiming to be my campaign manager.
He says he's suspended spokesman for Mike Gapes.
Right.
Have you suspended him?
I've reported it to Twitter and tried to get them to take it down, and they refused.
Today, after Mail Plus contacted Twitter, the account called Mr. Richard Miller was finally suspended. The Labour candidate Sam Tarry, a Corbynite, denies anything to do with the Miller tweets. But he says it's unfair for Gapes to campaign in bright red and yellow, what used to be Labour colours. He now occupies what was once Gapes' office.
Mike used to sit over there at that little desk over there. I think we had quite a satisfying day taking out all of his junk and putting it into a skip last week.
A satisfying day. Wasn't it a sad day as well?
I think it's sad that he left the Labour Party. I think a lot of local residents feel disappointed by that. They didn't have either the guts to just either retire gracefully or to stand in a by-election. And the interesting thing is now he's actually pretending to be the Labour candidate, quite hilariously. His leaflets that he's handing out are in Labour colours and he's saying he's the real Labour candidate.
Well, he says he's got real Labour values.
Well, if you go and speak to residents around here about his Labour values, about his, sort of willingness to vote to bomb nearly every country in the Middle East, these are things that put hundreds and hundreds of people...
I think that's an exaggeration, isn't it? Well, or at least not just an exaggeration, an unfair portrayal of his position.
I don't think so. I mean,
Which countries in the Middle East does Mr. Gapes want to bomb?
He certainly wanted to bomb Iraq and Libya, and he wanted to kind of, in my view, put a much more kind of hawkish foreign policy forward on so many different issues.
Other parties have no hope here.
Well, I'm not Labour now. I left the Labour Party. I'm standing as an independent.
It's a choice between the 67-year-old former Labour MP with huge experience. Will you vote for him now he's an independent?
Vote for him, yes.
Did you vote for him when he was Labour?
Yes.
Or a 37-year-old from the new Corbyn Labour Party? What, you want this man?
Yes.
Right. And why is that?
Young man.
Okay.
We are old, but our candidate should be young.
Your candidate should be young.
Yeah.
Well,
fresh-faced and energetic.
It's always a struggle for an MP who's left their party to get re-elected as an independent. Mike Gapes has built up 27 years of goodwill and reputation here, but that may not be enough.